And welcome into this edition of ACAP Today for the week of February 6th, 2023. I'm Jason Parent with the Aroostook County Action Program. On this week's edition of ACAP Today, we're going to take you virtually, at least, to Southern Aroostook, where there's an exciting new program that's called Memory Kits. It's actually a partnership between nutrition services here at ACAP, specifically the SNAP-Ed program, and the Carey Memorial Library. We're going to talk about the creator or one of the co-creators of this program on this week's edition of ACAP Today, and we're going to do that in just a little bit. But before we get to that feature interview, we're first going to get to the news and information that you can use again for the week of February 6th. 2023. And we start with the news and information that you can use this week with this reminder. The Winter Energy Relief Program that has been administered by ACAP to provide support services for household incomes that are over income for the Home Energy Assistance Program. We are encouraging family members, community members, households out there to give us a call if they're in need of assistance with fuel this winter. The Home Energy Assistance Program is something that folks can qualify for, or a number of folks in Aroostook County can qualify for. And what we found in doing the winter energy relief payments is a number of the folks who are calling us for this support are actually eligible for our Home Energy Assistance Program. So we're really encouraging folks who have not yet had an appointment for home energy assistance since this past August or July or August to please give us a call at 764-3721. And while we're on the subject of saving money and programs that are available to you, we are reminding folks that this is tax time and tax appointments are available on a limited basis remaining in Fort Kent, Houlton, and Presque Isle through the Aroostook Cash Coalition, which includes the sponsorship of the County Federal Credit Union, but has ACAP, United Way of Aroostook, and other partners, including New Ventures Maine, as part of the coalition that is putting this together. This is primarily for households, or it is for households that had less than $58,000 in income in 2022 that qualify for this free tax prep program. You can call us here at ACAP at 764-3721 to get your appointment scheduled. We are scheduling appointments and working in partnership with United Way, who oversees the Cash Coalition folks who are preparing the taxes, and we will also be on site at those locations to help connect other programs and services to individuals having their taxes completed through this program. Cinderella Project of Maine is right around the corner, less than a month, and it comes back to Aroostook County, and we're so pleased to announce that a brand new location on the 3rd floor at 480 Main Street, which is the center of Presque Isle, the old KeyBank building, current Vision Care of Maine building. It will be on the 3rd floor of that building, an exciting new location. And because of the generosity of the owners of that building at the new location, we're able to offer expanded hours between 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. on the 4th of March, 3 p.m. and 7 p.m. on the 9th of March, 3 p.m. and 7 p.m. on the 10th of March, and 8 and 5 on the 11th of March. In addition to this, we are certainly encouraging folks who want to bring a group. For example, we have a group from Houlton that might be coming on a bus. We can make specific arrangements to have it opened at an alternative time as well, because again of the generosity of the folks allowing us to use that space, which will allow us to keep the dresses set up for a longer period of time. So if you or someone you know is planning on going to prom or considering going to prom this spring, or maybe even participating in a local pageant, and could use the assistance in helping to get a really beautiful dress, we have thousands of dresses that are available at this location through the Cinderella Project of Maine. This is a wonderful collaboration partnership with our sister community action program, Waldo Community Action Partners in Waldo County, and we thank them very much for including us in this project and sending dresses our way. We did mention the Home Energy Assistance Program at the top of the broadcast as it related to the Winter Energy Recovery Program, and we certainly are encouraging folks. You can see the income guidelines there on your screen. We're encouraging folks to give us a call to schedule their HEAP appointment if they're anywhere near close to that. Again, if your income has changed within the last month and you've had a dip in your income, we can look back just at that last month. As a matter of fact, that's exactly what we're doing. So we encourage folks to give us a call and schedule that appointment. Power Match continues to be available through our friends at Versant Power, who are matching all donations up to $20,000 for customers in need here at ACAP. So if you are looking for a place to double your donation, this is a wonderful way to help neighbors get the help that they need with their electricity bill through these challenging winter months and high energy costs. You can go to the ACAP website, acap-me.org, and look at the donate area of the website to make your power match donation. You can do it right online if you would like, or you can stop by any of our offices in Aroostook County and make that donation in person or mail it to us at our Presque Isle office. Maine's Workforce Collaborative, which includes ACAP and numerous other partners up and down the state, is offering and continuing to offer free Zoom work sessions that allow you to better prepare for getting into the workforce or upscaling in the workforce. The workshops include things like interviewing tips and tricks, making career choices, resume and cover letter development, some really good information. We encourage you to visit the workforce development page of the ACAP website for more information on upcoming classes and how you can register to take those in the comfort of your own home or workplace as you need and as work best with your schedule. Community cupboards are located across Aroostook County. We have them at some ACAP locations, as well as some of our community partners have put them up at libraries, at recreation centers, at post offices, and local grocery stores have also put some of these up. We are obviously in constant need of assistance to keep the shelves stocked on these, and we encourage you to make a donation of a food product, non-perishable food product, at your local community cupboard. If you are so inclined, we have this one shown in the picture here at our 771 Main Street location in Presque Isle, our customer service center there near Walmart, that is available 24/7, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It also includes copies of the Aroostook County Food Resource Guide, which can also be found on the ACAP website on the news and publications page, and several of our other community cupboards also at times carry that food resource guide, which can help you find more sustaining sources for nutrition moving forward. It's again, give what you can, take what you need. So if you can give, we would love that. And if you are in need, we certainly welcome you to utilize food in the Aroostook County community cupboards, including this one near Walmart in Presque Isle. And right next to that community cupboard is our community closet. That project also is available 24/7 and operates on the same principle of give what you can, take what you need. We are encouraging folks at this time of year to obviously drop off any lightly used winter clothing gear, whether it's indoor gear or outdoor gear, is especially appreciated to help people keep warm at this time of year. If your children have outgrown winter clothing, for example, those are especially appreciated by families with young children looking for warm clothes for their children this winter. You can drop them off items 24/7 if our office is open, as it usually is Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. We encourage you to bring those items inside so that our team there, our team of volunteers, can help sort them and get them out onto the racks in the community closet. And we are also reminding our prevention team in particular that if you are looking to dispose of unused or unwanted medications, you can do so at any Aroostook County Police Department. For details and times when medications can be dropped off, contact your local police station. Medications can also be dropped off at selected pharmacies, and there's more information on this on the prevention section of ACAP's website. And COVID-19 vaccines and tests continue to be made available to the public. If you are looking for a local site to get vaccinated or updated on your vaccination, you can visit the maine.gov/COVID-19/vaccines website. If you need assistance registering or finding a local appointment, you can call us here, and our reception team would be happy to be able to access that information online for you. In addition to that, COVID tests continue to be made available free of charge. There are two website resources there, covidtest.gov and accesscovidtest.org, where you can place an order and they recycle those on a regular basis. So if you've done that in recent time, a month or so ago, you should be able to place a new order for COVID tests at either of those sites. And lastly, if you are in need of any assistance at this time, or finding a lot of folks facing particularly challenging circumstances with the cost of items being so high, and us enduring a cold winter here in Aroostook County, please give us a call at 764-3721. We have a team of navigators that help connect folks with resources, whether they be here at ACAP or in our community as they need. And so please do not hesitate to lean on that resource. Again, 764-3721. And that's the news and information that you can use for this, the week of the 6th of February, 2023. I am so pleased to welcome now to the program Alison Gooding. She's a repeat guest and a return guest, I should say, and it's great to have you back on the program, Alison. And I'm so excited about the project that you're going to share with us today, because it truly is an innovation that many folks don't think, as a natural thing would happen, where the program that you run, the SNAP-Ed program, and a local library have partnered to do something that I consider quite innovative. So I'm going to let you tell everyone about the Memory Kits program.
Well, thank you, Jason. I'm so glad to be here also. I'm just very excited about this project that I've been working on with the local library, Cary Library, with Linda Foucher, the head librarian. And this came about because the work that I do for the most part with SNAP-Ed, with our program, is primarily focused upon direct education, but I do a couple of community collaboration projects with our area, and one is with the Holton Community Market. So I get to encourage our residents to go to the market and have healthy food added to their diets. And so that's a great project that I enjoy doing each year, but this one is a new one. And there was a perceived need in our community. And I don't think that I would be far wrong to say that it's a need in all communities in Aroostook County, but we've noticed that there's been a challenge with our elders, with our senior citizens, particularly around the time of COVID. We have quite a number of people who have difficulty in getting out and about, and we decided that we would like to address those needs with senior citizens. So this is a group of people that we're looking at who don't ordinarily get out and about because they are perhaps in the beginnings of dementia or Alzheimer's or some other challenge in that fashion. So I think we all know our relatives and friends who have been in nursing homes and in nursing care, or staying in place in their homes. And it's great to be able to encourage families and friends to get together and reminisce. So we thought we would create something that would make it easier for them to do that. Sometimes it's difficult if you're going to visit a loved one to come up with ideas for conversations. So we thought, let's simplify this. And I think actually, Jason, we might be the only library in the state of Maine that's doing this. We've created these from scratch, and we're doing right now, we've put together 7 to begin with, 7 memory kits that patrons of the library will come to sign out for 1 week to share with their loved one, whether that person's in a nursing home or in assisted living or at home, wherever people might be living. And just like a book, you'd sign out 1 memory kit for a week, and we've created themed kits. For example, my first one that I was really excited about, and it kind of blossomed from there, but my first kit is this picnic basket, which is let's go on a picnic. So this is actually, I didn't know this when I bought it sight unseen at a local animal sanctuary auction. And I wasn't sure if it was going to be big enough for the things that we wanted to put in, but sure enough it was. And then I did a little research on it after the fact. It turns out that these are reproductions of picnic baskets that were used in the 50s and 60s. Wow. So it's a new one, but it has that look of vintage picnic basket. So it's capacious. I can put everything in it that we have selected to put in it. And each kit has similar but not the same items. For example, this is one of the items for the picnic basket. We've been able to find jigsaw puzzles that are 36 pieces, this one has, and they have some questions that are designed to encourage conversation. For example, what favorite food do you usually eat in the afternoon? So these are ways to get your friends and family involved with remembering picnics, or where you might have gone on a picnic, or what you used to eat on a picnic, or who used to be there. So it's to elicit conversation. And one of the things that I do as a nutrition ed counselor is to have the opportunity to encourage, yep, those are all the things that are in the picnic basket right now. And you may be able to see that there is a kind of a heavy, well, not too heavy, but it's a woven checkerboard or a tic-tac-toe board, and the tic-tac-toe pieces are a good size, and we're trying to encourage upper body movement. I'm not necessarily encouraging our seniors to do hopscotch, but I am encouraging them to do upper body movement. And if they're moving their markers and thinking about tic-tac-toe or thinking about checkers, or just simply feeling the objects and having some familiarity with it, then that's my goal. Each of the kits from our project is going to include, each one has 3 books, and you can see them there. We're going to be having 3 books in each called Memories 1940s, Memories 1950s, and Memories 1960s. They're designed for people who are having memory issues, and they're very, very simple. They have like 1 or 2 pictures on a page with minimal text, and it's just classic images of those times. For example, here's something from the 40s and what a kitchen would look like. Or everybody remembers Spam from the 40s. Or and I'm not necessarily advocating for Spam, but people will remember it. So 50s, the same kind of thing. It walks through different walks of life, and here's actually a picnic from the 1950s. And from the 60s, each kit would have something. Here's an easy bake oven and trolls. So no matter what decade you remember the most, the memories that you retain are often the most early ones. So they come back, and we wanted to capitalize on that by providing things that would encourage people to remember those days. So that's the kit for the picnic. And one thing that I would like to do to have another activity, I haven't quite finished this yet. Actually, I would need to put out a call for seamstress, because I would like to use this great material I found with campers on it, and it just says vintage camping and picnics. And I'd like to create, you remember those covered dishes back in the day? I'd like to be able to have somebody make me some ruffled elasticized covers, and that will fit over some shallow dishes that will also go in the picnic basket. Remember those divided plates?
Yeah.
So I think that would be a fun thing for someone to use your small muscles, those skills, to be able to stretch an elastic. Again, not too stressful, just something that might elicit some memories of what it was like when you went on a picnic.
I know, Alison, you and the librarian at Cary Memorial Library there have put a lot of thought into the themes of these, and obviously going on a picnic is a critical one. But many Aroostook County seniors in particular are legendary culinary artists in their own right. And I know that you have one of the baskets I want to show here called Let's Make Something Tasty. Talk about that one and the inspiration behind that one.
Oh, I was happy about this one too, because I trotted down to a local antique shop, pawn shop, and found it's a kitchen roaster, and the top lid comes off, and everything nests very nicely. There's it's that enamelware, and I cleaned it all up and was able to put everything that I wanted in there. So things are vintage, or some of them are new, to try to make folks remember what things were like. You can see the apron there. That's actually my mother's apron, and it is indeed vintage. And so I thought that would be nice to have a fruit and veg apron, and a new kitchen tablecloth, which is flannel, which again appeals to our sense of feeling. And something that I haven't talked about is this baking cupboard, which you see in the right-hand corner, these are a series of magnetic kits that we were able to purchase. And these ones are the focus of SNAP-Ed. So this is the magnetic sheet. The magnets pop out, and you can see that there are vintage images here of the mixing bowl and the rolling pin and that green paint on the sifter. So they pop out the magnets, and then they can set up their cupboard any way they want to. And again, it has questions to try to get people to think about how do you use each of the items, so they can set up their cupboard any way they want. I think about my grandmother's kitchen cupboard in Presque Isle and what that looked like, and these are very familiar pieces. So we have these kinds of, if they existed for the theme that we chose, we've got a similar magnetic picture board for the baking cupboard. We have one for the, this is for the next one that I want to talk about, which is the picking potatoes.
Yes,
same idea. So people will have some ownership over what they would like to do to set up their cupboard, but I can't leave the kitchen let's make something tasty kit without talking about blueberries for Sal.
Yeah.
And if you look at the end papers, it's a kitchen from 1947, 1948, because this was a Caldecott honor book in it won the Caldecott back in the day. But here's little Sal helping in the kitchen, getting ready to go out and pick blueberries. And actually, she's come back from picking blueberries, most of which she ate. But we are including, because we also know that oftentimes our elders like to have family members with small children go with them. So we've put in a read to me book in each of the kits that goes along with the theme that we've chosen. So in the Let's Make Something Tasty, we chose Blueberries for Sal. It's a Maine theme. And Linda had a good copy of this. And of course, these will all be covered with the plastic covers so that they will last well. But these are a great opportunity for little ones either to read to their loved one, or if an older friend or relative wants to read, that's a good chance to build some intergenerational relationships.
I'm sure, and I'm guessing one of the favorite kits will be the one that you alluded to that we want to cover next, which is Let's Pick Some Potatoes, because I'm sure that there are many fond memories that our seniors have of doing just that. And probably with their family.
Yep. So here is, I happen to have and donate a Micmac basket. So I've had this for a long time. It's a medium-sized one. It's signed, so people are able to see the history and the tradition of ash baskets. And we've got Rochelle, my supervisor, had the good idea for us to get some stress balls that are shaped like potatoes, and I have a dozen of those. So the upper body motion will be, let's pick some potatoes, and actually pick them and put them into the basket. Or since this past year, we were able as ACAP to celebrate our 50th anniversary of providing services to Aroostook County, I have several of these bags that alternatively they could put their potatoes in the bag. These are good, sturdy stress balls, so that will be able to be used. And you can see the magnetic kit that we have. We also have the puzzle that has just a few pieces in it, but it's of a farm. So we're going to make it a little bit hyper-local by providing images of local farms, potato farms, and use those as a flip chart, we think.
It's really neat. These first of all, they're beautiful. I mean, the thought that you put into these with the everything from what they're contained in, that really the memories, I think, flooding back from the potato basket and the local Aroostook County culture, specifically the native culture that we have here that we're very proud of, and the art I mean, in the potato basket, I mean, the picnic basket, I mean, the roaster, the project starts. It's not just something that's put in a generic box, if you
No,
will.
no,
It's
not at
really
all. Not at all. And what, excuse me, what we have found is that our elders will not, excuse me a moment. Our elders find that their loved ones can come to the library. In fact, during COVID, they were able to send out someone to the library to put out their books that they would like to sign out on a chair outside. So that is what they've become comfortable with. And now we've got that next step where they can sign out a kit to take home. And this has been, the kind of the roots of this was, it was mutual, I would say, because both Linda and I had worked during COVID to provide materials to our populations through backpacks or totes, like the traveling totes for ACAP that I sent home with the with the bus drivers. So that was a way to get it out to the children. And this is similar in that it's designed for the seniors, but we've got each of the memory kits. Like you've already seen the potato basket and the roasting pan and the potato basket. Those are the ones that primarily speak to the nutrition education and the upper body motion that I'm encouraging in this population. But we also have others that go right along with Let's Go Off to College. We have Rickard College that was local in the day, and although not everybody went to Rickard College, they certainly recognize the buildings. So we have a little traveling valise, and I have some stickers that I got at a local store that say Holton and Townies, and so it's going to look like, that used to have the banners on it that said I've been somewhere. So that's what we have, a little traveling valise for the college one. Let's Sew and Quilt, and we have a raffia basket that we can put we have a quilt, and we have materials that you would have used for that to sew and quilt. Let's Watch the Birds. And we're excited this week. In fact, Linda and I have been talking about binoculars. So she's got a great book that goes with Let's Watch the Birds. It's designed to be electronic, so that you select the bird that you have seen or want to see, push a button, and it sings the song of the bird. So it's designed for adults. It's not a child's book, but we also have children's activities in there for matching games for the kids to work with their loved one. And I think probably my favorite out of the 7 almost is Let's Go Up to Camp. And that's literally let's go up to camp. So we were able to get, Linda got an LL Bean tote, a lightweight tote, and it just looks the part. Actually, it was Department DIFW, I think, for it looks woodsy, and it just comfort things that people would remember about going up to camp and what you would do up there. So it's a way to get people involved with their memories, with their loved ones, with intergenerational activities, physical, emotional, nutrition, all kinds of things. So we're looking at this as a great project, and we will be eliciting the feedback from the people who use them, from the loved ones primarily. In each kit, we have designed and gotten approved the feedback form that will let them tell us, what did you use? What did you like? What didn't work as well? What would you suggest? What would you like to see next for a kit? So these are ways, dependent upon funding, whether these can continue. We think they're going to fly off the shelves, and we've got a great spot in the library. It's really a logical, great place that Linda has chosen for us. It's near a window, and it's in the section that has the large print books. So she's cleared an area for our memory kits, and they're going to look great. You can see them from the window, so they'll be able to track everything that goes out. So we'll know how many times something was used, and we will have the feedback form so that we can build from that. I'm
Alison,
really excited about it.
I know, I can just hear it in your voice. I'm excited about it too, because I think this is a great way to connect with a population that your program doesn't regularly. I mean, you do a lot of work in public schools and at the community market, but particularly for I'm thinking of people who are shut in this time of year. And I'm imagining it's also something that like I know that the office that you're in there in Holton sits in the shadow of sort of Madigan, the Madigan complex there. And I'm thinking, gosh, an activity director at a long-term care facility or congregate living facility for seniors could sign one of these out and many people could enjoy it in the time
Yes,
they have it.
absolutely. In the activity room. Yes. And of course, and I won't speak for Linda, but I can speak for myself. I think that we have a commonality in that this does come from the heart. In my case, I was my mother's caregiver after a massive stroke she had for 9 years. So although she didn't have all the symptoms and the concerns that maybe some of our folks, our neighbors have, she would have loved doing something like this. We had the advantage of having familiar things around her at home. So we were able to talk about things like that. But not everybody has that option. So it's great to be able to provide something that will make them think of something similar or something that was just exactly the same as what we have, which is why we're looking at vintage or vintage-like products so that we can really build from the ground up and hear what people have to say. So these it's a personal experience that is at the heart of it, I guess I will say. So that's important to remember as well. The other thing too is that for about 1.5 years now, I've been working on a national work group for SNAP-Ed in rural libraries, and we've been putting together a toolkit designed for all libraries and all SNAP-Ed nutrition educators across the country, like myself, to encourage collaborations just, similar to this. There's so many projects that can be done and are being done. And in fact, Maine SNAP-Ed presented an article to the USDA, and they have put it on the USDA site about the work that we're doing in the state of Maine, working with libraries. So it doesn't get very specific, but it is the work that we are doing. It represents that. So, and with the toolkit, we're making good progress. We've done most of the narrative, and we're getting ready to do the proofing and the editing. And that's where I will be using some of my English skills with that piece to help it be sounding like one voice. So a lot of different people from across the country have put a lot of work into it.
That sounds phenomenal, and I'm excited about this project. I'm wondering, and maybe you don't know the answer to this question immediately, but I know that there was such a thing when I was in college. You could do interlibrary loans and get something that could these be interlibrary loans? So if I have a senior up in Fort Kent.
That would be a great question. That may be one for Linda, but we're signing them. She has a policy, for example, with the toddler kits that she has, which is similar to what I did with traveling totes. They go out for a week. And we did that deliberately, that one kit can be signed out by a person, a patron at a time, because number one, they're a little not awkward to carry, but they're chunky. So you want to be able to have full focus on that one and not overwhelm your person with any more, like more than one kit. I think that would be confusing. I don't know the answer to that. I know that the interlibrary loan is alive and well, and many books and materials go out in that way. I'm not sure, because transportation may be a key to that, be able to get it from point A to point B, but I think that would be a great idea. I think, I said before, I think that we're the only ones doing this, but I think that you will see that there will be an interest in it, and we hope that it spreads, frankly.
I would love to see it spread into central and northern Aroostook, certainly, as well. I think that seniors, many of these themes are common across the way, and maybe even have a little bit of a local flair. Like I can see one in the St. John Valley of "Let's Make Ploys."
Yes,
really
exactly.
Nice.
Yeah, and in
Which
fact,
are healthy.
Yes, we thought about going that direction. I've got recipes for ploys all lined up just in case, but since we are Southern Aroostook, we went with more Southern Aroostook motifs, because each community is different, and we've tailored it specifically to Holton. And well, actually, the library serves 14 different areas, towns, or unorganized territories in Southern Aroostook areas. So it's primarily to do with Southern Aroostook, but that certainly is not exclusionary. I'm sure that people could come from the north and borrow them and from other points. That's easy.
Coming up to visit a relative in central or northern Aroostook and you have to drive through Holton, might as well stop in. And if you're going to be there for the week, return it on your way back.
Easier to find downtown Holton.
Love it. Great. Alison, anything that we missed that we haven't covered that you wanted to make sure you mentioned about this exciting project?
I'm just so glad that we get to do this. It makes my face light up and my heart light up when I look at these kits that are ready to go to the library or just about ready to go to the library. And again, I would encourage, I need a seamstress, please. So if somebody knows somebody who could make little elasticized covers for shallow nesting plates, that I'd love it. So
let's hope that that connection happens through this broadcast. I'm really excited about this project. I love it. Thank you for putting so much thoughtful consideration into everything. I mean, it's just it's visually appealing, and obviously that's very important. And I think I'm not a medical professional by any means, but my understanding is that especially individuals who are going through dementia typically have better, fonder memories of earlier in their lifetime. So I think this fits very well with that. And it's a great tie, and you've done a great job tying it into the SNAP-Ed program. So I love that you work across the lifespan too. I'm used to seeing pictures of you in early care and education classrooms or out in the community, but this is a great way to connect across the lifespan. So
thank you so much. We've really enjoyed it. It's a good chance to use our new cookbooks from SNAP-Ed for the Let's Make Something Tasty. And these are great recipes. These blueberry muffins are wonderful. Actually, that would fit nicely with blueberries for Sal.
Blueberries for Sal. Absolutely. You got it. You got your theme going. All right. Well, Alison Gooding, thank you so much for being a guest this week on ACAP Today and talking about this. We're sorry we missed Linda Fauché, but we wish her all the best and thank her for her contributions to help get this out to our community through the Cary Library there in Holton.
Absolutely. It really is a group effort, but she's a great champion for this project.
All right. Well, before we leave you, you've had some wonderful pictures, but we have one photo of the week that we want to leave folks with, and it takes us back to one of the pieces in my news segment where we're actually showing that we're pretty much ready to go, even though we're still about a few weeks off from our Cinderella Project event. The dresses are being hung up on, look at this lovely large location with that natural daylight coming in for young ladies from across Aroostook County to join us for the Cinderella Project. If you have formal clothing that you'd like to donate, and we're saying formal clothing because certainly if you have suit jackets and things of that nature, we would love to be able to help outfit some young men for the prom as well. These are the dresses that we were able to receive largely through our partnership with Waldo Community Action Project partnership. If you have dresses you'd like to donate, or if you'd like to arrange a special viewing out and are unavailable in the times that we have listed for this project, you can call Kim Garrett-Michaud at 532-5371 or email her at kgarrett-michaud@acap-ne.org. So our snapshot of the week gives you a little preview there of the upcoming Cinderella Project at 480 Main Street in Presque Isle. And again, thank you to Alison Gooding. Thank you to all of our ACAP team for their great work every day. And thank you to all of you for joining us on this edition of ACAP Today. We'll be back next week with a brand new edition. We'll see you then. Have a great week, everyone.